What's up everybody, I am Forsakenzombi and welcome to my very first video game review. If you enjoy my review, please come over to twitch.tv/Forsakenzombi where I stream live nearly every single day. Please come by and check out the live show. Link and schedule are in the description below. Today we are covering Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's start off by talking about what the other critics are saying about this game. They're all giving it a 10 out of 10, and in my opinion, they're complete idiots. In what world is this game perfect? Don't get me wrong, I enjoy this game quite a bit, but it's as if all these other gamers are so desperate for a quality game that they're blind to the game's flaws. Either that or they all receive the copies for free and are sponsored or some other bullshit to where they have to give a fake review, or they're just not assessing it correctly. If you're gonna be a critic, be a fucking critic. F off with all the bullshit fucking reviews that don't make any goddamn sense. Moving on, let's start off with the game's graphics. This game is fucking gorgeous. I mean seriously, it's a sexy motherfucker. Hands down one of the best looking console games I've ever played in my entire life. Seeing all the blades of grass moving around on their own in a lifelike movement forces me to keep a towel nearby just in case I have a graphical orgasm. The range of environments in this game and how they transition from one to the next is quite flawless. One moment I'm standing in the forest with the moon beaming in between the trees, and the next moment I'm ankle deep in the snow without even realizing the environment just changed. I'm constantly stopping and looking around just to take in how great everything looks. On the flip side, can somebody tell me what the hell the lip syncing department was doing this entire time when they were creating the game? The lip syncing in Horizon Zero Dawn is like watching a dubbed kung fu movie where the actors all have Tourette syndrome. 90% of the time, the lips don't even appear to be following what is said at all. It really takes away from the immersion in the game.
Doubts your determination, but you need rest.
She's right, War Chief. Give your wounds time to close.
Val, what are you doing here? I ordered you to hold that gate with your life.
And so I did.
Speaking of cutscenes, there are a ton of them here, guys. For the first couple of hours, I felt like I was playing Quantum Break because people were just talking to me the entire time and I wasn't able to play any of the actual game. Now, they are skippable, but you can't really decipher between what's story-driven and what's just in there for filler in the game to make the game seem like it's longer than it actually is. Now, I did find the story to be quite compelling. The game certainly makes our protagonist Aloy, at least for me, to be a very relatable character with her sassiness and spunk. Whenever she was responding to people, it was as if she was reading my mind and would respond with exactly what I was thinking in response to whatever cutscene I was watching or whoever I was talking to in the game. The developers did an excellent job in making sure that you care about Aloy and the events that are going on in her life, and many games drop the ball on this these days, so I was quite happy that I was able to relate to the character in that way. Now let's get into the meat of this game, the gameplay. While it was well done, this is hands down a cookie cutter Ubisoft style game. You could easily compare this to stuff like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, it's all been done before. There's nothing really unique here in terms of gameplay at all, but it is well done. It's like they took a game like Far Cry, plastered some fucking robot cows over it and called it unique. Additionally, I didn't really find Horizon Zero Dawn to be really challenging to play, as the game pretty much does everything for you. Early on in the game, you find a device that they refer to as a focus. It's in an abandoned ruins that was left over from the Forgotten Ones, which is a name they gave those that walked the land prior to the apocalypse, which you can use to scan enemies and determine their weaknesses and such. However, you can also see through fucking walls. That's right. It's a built-in fucking wall hack. For what purpose? Why do I need to see through walls? Why can't the player just use his ears and stealth to scout the enemies themselves? Not only does it let you see through walls, but you can see the exact path the machines are going to take and where they will be next. I mean, what the fuck is so hard about allowing the player to watch the machines and map out where they're gonna go? Why does the game have to do this for me? As my hero Mac would say from the channel Worth a Buy, this is dumbed down gaming at its finest. Game developers are so concerned with 12-year-old little fucking pricks that want everything handed to them on a silver fucking platter and don't want to work for anything. Oh no, the game's too hard. I can't play it. Wah. Please, Put out a decent game. You don't have to give everybody wall hacks and fucking seeing around things and invisibility. Oh, let's talk about invisibility. If you sit in the fucking grass in this game, you are completely invisible. Nothing can see you. It can walk right up to you, look you square in the face, and it can't see you. Even though your head and everything else on top of your body is peeking out of the grass, you are, in fact, invisible to all of the AI. Why? Why is this a thing? The combat feels really nice and fluid, and I really do enjoy it, but they ruined it by making the game so damn easy. I don't even have to engage the enemies. All I have to do is go hide in the fucking grass and lure them over with my luring ability and then stab them in the face. Now granted, you can't stab them all, but if I don't want to engage with the ones that aren't one-shot kills, all I have to do is break out my handy dandy focus and figure out where the fuck they're gonna go and just sneak on past them. It's quite easy. I feel like this game would have been a lot better if they had just let the machines freely roam the map instead of just clustering them all in these little spots everywhere and giving them set paths that they have to go on so that you can use your focus and see where they're gonna be next. I feel like if everything was just free roam and random, it would have been far more immersive and challenging to play this game. To add to the dumbed down gaming, you get to slow down time as well. Unlike the wall hacks in the pathfinding, which is at least backed up by the story when using the focus, Aloy is filled with some super secret fucking magic superpower explained by nothing in the game and is able to slow down time when she's taking shots with her bow. By making it so easy, it robs you of the satisfaction of accomplishment. Nevertheless, it was a little bit of fun sliding in slow motion and taking shots with your bow. It kind of gave you this in-movie type experience, but in the end, it's just a bit much. You do get a ton of different weapons to use at your disposal in this game, like traps, tripwires, sniper-style bows, fast-shooting hunting bows, slingshots with bombs, a rope caster that lets you nail your target to the floor. It's certainly a ton of fun using all these various weapons the game has to offer to figure out the most optimized way to bring down your opponent. I just wish you could keep all the different weapons on the wheel itself so that you can select them quickly when using them. However, you can only keep 4 weapons on your weapon wheel, so if you want to use a different weapon that is not on your weapon wheel, you have to go into your inventory and you have to equip it, which it's not really that bad, but I probably would have used more of the weapons in the game had it been easier to equip them versus having to go through your inventory. Probably one of the biggest downfalls in the game is the bandit camps and the human combat. I can understand having to shoot a machine several times to bring it down. But when you're shooting a human in the face with a bow and arrow, he should hit the ground. But they don't even stagger to the damage. They don't get hurt, nothing. The humans are incredibly predictable, easily defeated, and feel forced into the game. Now I'm sure by now you think I absolutely hate this game, but it couldn't be farther from the truth. I actually quite enjoy this game and been having a blast streaming it on my Twitch channel. One of my favorite things to do in Horizon Dawn is to go to the ruins and find all the stuff that was left behind by the Forgotten Ones. Learn more about the story of what happened to the world and why it is the way it is now. I also really enjoy the cauldrons, which are these factories where the machines are actually made. Once you've completed a cauldron, you can learn how to override new forms of the machines, which is awesome. It's much better than the way they do it in some other games, where you just learn a perk or something like that and that gives you some sort of special ability to do it. Instead, they've included it as part of the story, which is really, really good for a game like this. For my final verdict, I give this game 7 brains out of 10. It's a fun game, but it's far from perfect. If they had worked on the lip syncing a little bit and actually made the gameplay a little bit more challenging instead of just cookie cutter Far Cry style gameplay, I feel like it could have done a lot better. But nevertheless, it's still a very fun game, and I think anybody who owns it will definitely enjoy it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my very first review of Horizon Zero Dawn. I hope to see you back here again sometime. Be sure to check out my Twitch channel and hit that fucking subscribe button if you haven't already. Just fucking hit it, dude. What are you waiting for? Please, just fucking hit it. Just hit it. Thanks and good night.